The Crypt interviews in association with Mayo Leisure Point Castle Bar.
Next summer, there is a real treat in store for horror fans as HorrorCon comes to London from June 30th to July 1st. Joining me on the show now is Matt Blakey, who's here to tell us all about the event. So you're very welcome to the show, Matt.
Hi, Rita.
Well, firstly, Matt, can you tell me about the people behind London HorrorCon?
London HorrorCon basically is run by myself, Matt Blakey, and Victor Wright. Victor owns Birmingham and Liverpool HorrorCon at the moment. The convention world has been kind of stagnant for the past couple of years. I think we've taken ideas from America, which have existed for quite some time, and we've kind of pushed and pushed and pushed, but I think they've kind of hit almost like a brick wall, and this is why I wanted to get involved with it, because as I say, I think there's so much that can be done with the actual industry, and with horror especially. I mean, you've got your Comic-Cons, which encompasses things like your anime, your comic books. But I think horror as a genre is so many levels, from sci-fi to slasher to gore. There's so much you can actually go with, and there's so much you can so many different areas you can kind of cross into. And
then where exactly is the event taking place in London?
Right, it's at the London Printworks, 30th of June and the 1st of July.
And is that in central London? Would that be difficult to get to?
No, it's literally opposite side of Excel, across the river. So it's sort of Canary Wharf, and the train is about a 3-4 minute walk away. It's in a place called Canada Waters. So it's quite well located.
Perfect. And then the most important question: who are the special guests?
Right. We've got the likes of Bill Moseley, and we've got Sid Haig. Now, Sid Haig's not just coming across from America, he's also going to be dressing as Captain Spaulding.
Oh,
so
fantastic.
You can actually have a photo taken with the big man himself. But as well as that, we've got there was a TV show called Blood Drive. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of it, but if you've not watched it, watch it. It's crazy. We've got one of the sort of main characters, Colin Cunningham, who is also in Fallen Skies. He's coming along, actually dressed as Slink, one of the main characters. We've got Tony Moran, who of course was the original Michael Myers from many moons back. But again, trying to keep in theme of the sort of dressing as character, we've actually got Tony Moran actually dressing as Michael. Fantastic. For the actual event itself. So for the first time that I'm actually aware of on the planet, you can actually have a photograph taken with the real Michael Myers.
And you know, that just makes it so special when you get to have your picture with them in character.
I've gone to so many conventions, right, and I've seen so many amazing people. For example, I saw a little while ago Mick from Wolf Creek, and he was dressed as John Jarrett. He wasn't Mick, and I looked at him, and he was a lovely guy, such a nice bloke. But it kind of lost that feel for me. If you'd been dressed up as an Aussie outback guy and you actually stuck in character, it would have been absolutely amazing. And that kind of brought to my thoughts. And I thought, these people are coming across. They are who they are. Surely they're going to want to dress as who they are. And when you ask the question, it's amazing how many actually said, I'd love to. I'd love to be, because that's who I am.
I know I met Robert England at London Comic Con there a couple of years ago, and I got to get my picture with him as Freddy Krueger, and it was just amazing.
Oh, it is. It is. I mean, at the end of the day, Captain Spaulding is probably one of those iconic horror characters out there from old school.
You have a lot of the old school stars there, which is awesome.
We've also got Tyler Mane, who is the most modern day Michael Myers. So we're kind of working on the photo ops to be able to get a photograph taken with Tony and with Tyler together. Unfortunately, Tyler can't dress as Michael due to contractual agreements. Oh. We've got the likes of Danielle Harris. I mean, Danielle Harris is one of the biggest scream queens.
Oh, she is. I've had Tyler and Danielle both on the show. They're lovely people.
Oh, he's such a nice guy, and she's just a ball of energy. But what we've also got, if you want to go real old school, we've got Michael Berryman. Of course, was the original Hills Have Eyes. And when it comes to, again, you're kind of sort of crazy, spooky, creepy looking sort of horror guy. Yeah. You don't get more crazy than Michael Berryman. And such a lovely guy as well. As I say, we've got some fantastic guests who are bringing their own little thing to the party as well.
And then can people pre-purchase photo ops?
Yeah, you can go online, you can purchase tickets, photo ops. We're updating more information as we're going along. I mean, one of the things I want to talk to you about today also is going back to, like I said, about the sort of horror experience as a whole, I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm going to convention with my cake company, and all I'm seeing is, no disrespect, they're all great fun. There's Sunday markets with signings, and that's the way I've always described them. There's been nothing there for the actual guests. So people coming along and they want to see something a bit different. So this is the reason I've joined the sort of the party, if you will. Because I'm bringing what we consider the next generation of convention and building experiences. So when you come to the convention, you get to meet amazing guests, you get to do some fantastic shopping and pick up stuff you just can't get on the high street. But while you're also there, you're going to get to go on crazy experiences and really test your own boundaries. We're going to put you into situations. I can't say too much because it's a bit cloak and dagger at the moment. Yeah. But we're going to put people into all sorts of crazy experiences and try and test where their sort of fear boundaries lie. Oh,
my God, that sounds fantastic. That is totally my cup of tea now.
I mean, to be honest, me and my wife, we go every year. We go to Universal sort of horror nights. We go to the sort of Halloween horror nights over in America. I started looking at the UK ones, and there are a couple of fantastic, like Scare Kingdom, for example. If you guys haven't been there, give it a try. It's the next generation of sort of scare attraction, but that's what we want. I want to be able to bring this whole sort of scare thing. So when you go to an actual convention, you leave there going, wow, I just wasn't expecting that. It's something completely different. I want people to be gagging for the next one.
That is brilliant. And then will all the guests be doing Q&As as well?
Yeah, again, it's all under sort of talks. I can't say too much, but I want to bring, you can have your Q&A, but I want to try and do some little different twangs to it as well, which me and Victor actually talk about at the moment. So expect something a little bit different.
Of course, you're obviously going to have a trade hall as well.
Yeah, there'll be traders there. I mean, we've got everything from, crikey, we've got a guy from Transylvania who sells wine. He's 15th generation Transylvanian, and he's actually selling bottles of vampire-based wines. Well, crikey, we've got all sorts there. We're going to have demonstrations of people designing their own sort of prosthetics, which they can then buy on the day. You can get yourself made up. Again, it's trying to get as much interaction with the guests as well, as opposed to just turning up and wandering around. One thing I've stipulated with all the traders is they have to have a horror theme. So you won't get a My Little Pony. If some woman said to me, she said, "Oh, I'd like to bring my stand across." I said, "Yeah, great. What do you do?" She goes, "Oh, we do a My Little Pony." I'm like, "Yeah, kind of not." And she goes, "How do you mean?" I said, "Well, unless you can actually get one of the My Little Ponies eating the other one, or unless you can do like a human centipede version of the My Little Pony, that'd be great." And I think I kind of shocked her a bit, but I just said, "No, we're not the cute and cuddly convention. We want to go dark."
Well, I think that's fantastic, because that's one of the things that annoy me in the trade halls at any of the conventions I go to. There's just nothing but cuddly toys and like anime teddy bears, and as you said, My Little Pony is flipping everywhere at them, so it'd be nice to go and actually have the stuff that you want to buy,
Exactly. I mean, you don't go to a horror con and expect to see loads of cute and cuddly, sparkly rainbows. Yeah. If you go to the horror con, then you're not coming to a horror con, because I say that's not what we're about. We literally want people to come along, and it's an over 18 event. But from what I can gather, I spoke with my business partner. People can bring their kids along, but they have to understand. Again, it's not going to be rainbows and cuddles. Yeah. There's going to be all sorts of crazy cosplayers wander around. It's going to be pretty full on.
Well, I suppose it'd be down to the parents. They'll know their own child, what they're kind of able for. I know my little one, she's 12 now, Christmas, and she's mad into horror, so she'd have a field day, so she would have it.
My 9-year-old's the same. She's never watched a horror film, but she's obsessed with Annabelle. She's never even seen the film, but I think kids like creepy, kids like spooky. And all the cosplayers going to be wandering around. You're going to have your Michaels, you're going to have your Jasons, you're going to have your sort of Death Notes. They're going to be there, but I say it's a great opportunity for kids to sort of take up to that next level. We're trying to keep it nice and tasteful, but it's going to be it's a horror con at the end of the day.
Mentioning now the cosplay there, there's a lot of kind of cosplay special guests appearing at things now. Do you have anyone like that coming to yours?
Yeah, I mean, we've got the likes of Claire Rainbow, we've got the Notorious Negan. Again, there's I've been talking to Cavity the Clown. Rich, he's a nice guy. And then we've also got a couple of big Jasons. So it's the cosplay turning up today. It's going to be there'll be some professional, but to be fair, the majority of non-professional cosplayers that are turning up at the moment are just as good, if not better. I've seen some guys that are putting a lot of effort and a lot of time into sort of cosplay, which is great to see. Because at the end of the day, it's one thing to be a professional, but to be able to get out there and just turn up on the day and bring something a little bit special of your own, it's all about the fun.
But that's it. And isn't it amazing some of the costumes you see them make? Like, I know my niece now, she is big into her cosplay. Some of the costumes she makes just blows me away.
Yeah, I mean, it's great fun. I mean, I think you've got a sort of split generation at the moment. You've got the kids that sort of like to go out on the beer and get themselves in all sorts of mischief. Then you've got the sort of convention crowd. And it's lovely to see. I want my daughter to go down that route. I'd like her to be the creative side and getting involved in all the sort of madness and mayhem that's actually out there.
Exactly. And then also the other thing I wanted to ask you, will you be doing film screenings at the con?
We will. I'm in talks at the moment with a couple of people over in Canada. A couple of them are a bit too full and a bit gore, but there'll be section off areas where you can go and see some really sort of full-on horror. But I mean, what I say to everyone is, if you've got a filmmaker out there, send me across a screening of your actual film. We'd love to see it. Well, as I say, it's all about originality. London HorrorCon and Edinburgh HorrorCon, as well as Liverpool and Birmingham, are great places to be able to showcase your work. So if there's anybody out there that wants to showcase some of their stuff, please send it across to us. I can give you my email address and you can zap it over to me.
Excellent, because I've had quite a few independent filmmakers on the show who are just so talented, so I'll pass that on to them as well, so I will.
Brilliant.
Then I seen on the website you mentioned spotlight features. So could you tell me a bit about that?
Right, that's Victor's realm. There's certain things that Victor deals with and certain things that I deal with. The spotlights, I'm not too sure. There's certain, as I say, as you can imagine, trying to fit two conventions back to back in a short space of time. I think there's plenty of balls in the air, and I think there's one of the balls that he's actually got control of.
Then when and where can people purchase tickets?
Right, if you go on to, at the moment, London tickets are up for sale. Edinburgh will be up for sale in the next week or two. But if you go on to www.londonhorrorcon.com, you can purchase your tickets, your photo ops, the whole shebang on there. But what I'd recommend people to do is follow us on Facebook. Go and find the London HorrorCon and Edinburgh HorrorCon Facebook pages, and there's updates, there's information, there's competitions. I mean, there's a guy, I'm not sure if you know in the Devil's Rejects, you got I'll put it politely, the chicken lover, Mike. He's actually giving away 2 of his signed chickens. So if you go on there and you put what you'd like to do with the chicken, then you could be entered into the draw to actually win your own signed chicken by the chicken lover himself. Awesome. As well as that, there's competitions to be able to win a free pass into all the sort of scare attraction. So yeah, it's definitely worth following the Facebook pages.
Excellent. And then before I let you go, Matt, is there anything else you'd like to mention that I haven't covered?
No, as I said, I'd like to bring something different to the actual convention world. I appreciate feedback, and if anybody has got anything they'd like to put across or any ideas, it's always well looked upon. As I say, at the end of the day, these conventions are made for the people, so people actually appreciate them more. Edinburgh is going to be a little bit different. Again, we're trying to twist things continuously and make them that little bit more special.
Well, Matt, thank you so much for coming on the show today, and fingers crossed I make it over to London for the event, because you'd be so excited about it now, listening to all you have in store. It sounds amazing.
Brilliant. Yeah, we'd love to have you over.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Matt.
Thanks, Rhea. Take care.
The Crypt interviews in association with Mayo Leisure Point Castle Bar.